In January, I was 199 pounds. 6 weeks later, I was 191. And at the peak of during those 6 weeks, I was eating 550 grams of carbs a day. Not cutting carbs, not doing extra cardio, not starving myself. More food, less weight, more shredded, better performance. Here's exactly what I'm going to walk you through today. Why your metabolism is the actual problem, not your discipline. Why metabolic priming is the way to get these results, and how I used it to make my body burn fat while eating more food. And the exact numbers, the data, the whole process, I'm going to walk you guys through it step by step. I've got all the numbers right here so that, if you're in a spot where you've been eating less, training harder, and the scale still won't move, this is for you, because everything you've been told about fat loss is working against you. So let's get into this, okay? So let's go back really quickly to the result. And this was me. I was honestly shocked myself, just looking at myself in the mirror. It was absolutely incredible. I was so fired up. This is my dream physique. Look at the way I was lean around my abs and the way they were popping and full, right? Initially, when you cut, sometimes you lose that and you're depleted. But with the carbs, look at how much my abs really just started popping out, right? This is what most people think, right? That fat loss requires less food, more cardio, and suffering, okay? And here's the thing. It's just not true, guys. It's just not true. Yes, initially, we're going to look at these numbers, and you're going to see, yes, I did cut carbs. And then we ramped them back up. We ramped them back up. We ramped them back up. And this is really only showing into March, right? But you guys can see here, we literally went from 199 day one, fluctuating, boom, down to 191 on the dot. And then from there, I literally was eating so many carbs here. It's like 500, 550. It was like uncomfortable. I was eating so much. Imagine that, right? And I was in the best shape of my life. So here's the problem underneath. What we did is, yes, we cut carbs, and I kept fats about the same. I was really high in protein. Eventually we stabilized protein. But here was the thing. We used carbs as a gas pedal. So you can see we cut down, started day one, we were 197. You can see kind of all over, really low on some of these days, 136. This would have been like a rest day. My training days, you can see we're still playing around with things. But also I went 280, 290, and the weight was still fluctuating. And until we found something that consistently worked, where I was dropping, and honestly, I probably did it a little too aggressively, especially with the training that I was doing, that we were able to finally, you could see here, we did a refeed, and the scale was up a little bit. We didn't trip at all. And this was to fuel a workout session. And they were really, really consistent here. Now, this is because I had, you guys can see the meals that I had out. So I was logging that. Another refeed too. So we just started adding food. And you can see here, other than these meals that I was eating out, and even then we'd look up the information on the restaurants, I was to the T. And this is what happens when you go to the T. You can slowly start to raise these carbs back up. So you can see we were around 230, boom. We added 20, so we're 250-ish. Do another refeed. Raise carbs again here. Another refeed, about 300 grams. Raise carbs again. So now we're consistently right around that 300, boom, 315, 330. See how quickly you can go from 200 grams of carbs to 300, and then you guys will see. I'll make another video after showing the true aftermath of when we're hitting that 500 carbs. But this is what it's like. Like, it's really not complicated. It's simple. It's really the mentality that you're bringing to the strategy that you're attacking. Do you have the discipline and the self-control and the systems to be able to log your food every single day? It took me 5 minutes or less to log my food. That easy, because I had the right systems. And look at the results, all the way down to 199. And we consistently kept that off. And the leanness. Like, just look at this, right? So the same results are possible for you. And here's the food. I would literally just meal prep. It would take me an hour and 15 minutes. An hour and 15 minutes. And if you're somebody, a founder, a business executive, all sorts of different careers where you have the means, You could hire someone to do this for an hour and 15 minutes. And guess what? This was so easy. I could just plug and play these different meats. Boom. It's all saved in my phone. Really, really easy. So why do some of you guys cut these and you're still not losing weight? It's your metabolism. So you want to think about your metabolism. If we were to come over, let's go over to this here. Okay. Your metabolism is 70% of how you burn your calories. And if you guys have watched the channel before, you understand this. But a lot of people focus on this right here and this right here, right? Your calories burned by remaining active. So your NEAT would be, you're walking, you're talking, all that sort of stuff. And then exercise. Exercise is 5%, guys. 5% of how you burn the calories. So the reason you're not getting shredded like this is because, where are we at here? You've been in this deficit for so long. You can see how quickly, once we dropped the weight, boom, we started raising this food up right away because we wanted our metabolism to start working. And you can see this, guys. Look at, I remember this day when I hit 198, we were like, okay, yep, we need to raise food again. I'm raising food and we're hitting new lows. New lows. Look at the data. It's right here. I'm up in carbs by almost 130 grams and I hit a new low. And this consistently continued to happen. We did it with 400 carbs, right? So the metabolic adaptation, what that means, I'll make it really simple. Your metabolism is going to adapt to whatever you do. So if you're going to be doing a ton of cardio, what is your body going to do? It's going to think, okay, we need to survive this cardio. So we're going to store these carbs, the fats. We're going to store this as fat so that we have energy to, be able to do 30 plus minutes of cardio a day, four times a week. We will bring clients in and we literally will drop cardio down to zero. If we go and look at Dr. Z here, he came in here and we dropped his cardio to nothing. And we actually raised food. Because if we go back here, you can see I was in a really good place where I could lower these carbs and we were going to lose fat. So you have to prime your metabolism. And so this is how it works in cycles. We raise food, and now my metabolism is working, right? So we're able to stay in this phase. But if you've been cutting food, your body's also going to store that as fat to protect itself. So what we'll sometimes bring clients in that are stuck at a weight plateau is we're going to bring them in and we're going to raise food. And yeah, it might look like this, where boom, I was at 196 and then I was 198. Well, would a lot of people panic? Look at, this is what the rest day, the next day. But you don't have to panic. If we keep carbs very similar, your body will adapt over a week. Then your metabolism is at a place where, okay, maybe we gained a pound or 2, 3 pounds. It's not fat. It's allowing your body to regulate. And then boom, we kind of stabilize and we got back to even. And that's how it works, okay? That's how it works. This is called metabolic priming. This is what we use inside of the Bulletproof Shred program. Metabolic priming. This is the way that we approach nutrition. And you're going to get to the point where, a lot of our clients like, yeah, okay, we have these phases, these cut phases, we'll track very heavily. And you're just going to get in a rhythm where you're eating very similar foods. You kind of, what you're eating. And maybe you don't need to track anymore. Maybe you want to keep tracking. Ideally, we always want to be tracking protein just because if you're not, you're going to definitely be under. But yeah, that's the goal, right? Is like building up the metabolism so fat loss becomes the byproduct, right? Not the goal. The goal is to prime your metabolism, right? Metabolic priming. So that's what we do. So that's exactly what it looked like, right? We had our base starting protein, carb, fat. And you can see I got really consistent with the protein and we kept it 215. And then once we got closer to my competition, which was a little bit different, we lowered the protein, lowered the fat because we didn't need it. Carbs are the number one performance enhancer. It's what's going to increase your strength if you're really looking to do that, okay? The biggest thing is, okay, yes, this looks great. And there were times where it was difficult initially, right? I'm hungry. Change requires change. That's the truth. But when I was here, oh my goodness, I felt incredible. I felt lighter. I felt better. I performed phenomenally in my workouts, right? It doesn't need to be this just starvation, feeling like crap all the time when you're shredded. And then you can get to the point where you create a new baseline by adding up the food. And this is how you really get those final, like if you're looking to get that couple extra % off, this is what it takes, right? And some people, like, this takes months. This takes months. And if you have the right system, that's how you get the result. That's how you get the result, right? So when we look at our like actual training and what that looks like, here's some of the stuff that I was doing, you know, just, it looks like some classic stuff, but we love to use our athletically shredded method. So we're going to use ISOs, we're going to use different things, but I'll be honest, this isn't going to get us shredded. It's going to make our body feel great, and we're going to get strong. And yes, we're going to look great, but it's because what we're doing in the kitchen. Yes, the allocation of carbs and fats, that's going to allow us, if you're looking to get into a building muscle phase, or a certain amount of protein, that's going to allow you to retain that muscle mass when you are cutting. But other than that, what we do in the weight room is looking to fully develop muscle recruitment. So what we're going to do is we have the muscles firing on all cylinders, and we're able to do that because we're going to use isometrics, which is just how you're holding things. It's the phase of a lift where you're static. So if I'm doing this lunge, say I just held this, that's an isometric. Now I know a lot of you guys probably know this. The eccentric is going down, concentric is going up. So we're going to do a ton of isos, a ton of holds, just like this. And what that's going to do is strengthen our tendons and allow for our whole muscle to actually fire, because we don't have pain in our joints. If you have pain in your joints, you don't need to have that. What we're also going to do is going to make your body be able to sprint, be able to go do any activities that you want. Be able to, once again, we're not cutting carbs, we're adding carbs. So you can do all these things that you guys love to do, and get back to the body that you once had, feeling the best you ever have, having the most energy, being the strongest, and functionally strong. That's the biggest thing that we want to do with people in our program, is in the community, is really build you out. So this is what my process looked like. I'm going to make more videos, especially on the last couple weeks of it. I built this out back in March to show you guys just the initial results that we got, and it just got even crazier. And so if you guys have any questions, comment down below. And if you guys are looking to get in the best shape of your life, if you're looking to get back to where you were before, you know, as a former athlete, or you want to really take that step and change your identity from being, you know, just another person that's in the matrix of eating bad food, feeling like crap, not having great sleep, not having great recovery, and you really want to get back to your prime, go and DM me Shred, and we can have a conversation on Instagram. The link's in the bio, and there'll also be a link to book a call down below as well if you're looking to join our community and get results like this. I'd love for you guys to comment with any questions. I want to see you guys all get shredded, all have the best health, and impact your family tree through your fitness, because every single decision that you make with your health, with all this stuff, this is an investment in you. And if you haven't had kids yet, you're literally changing your genetics. It's called epigenetics, and you're going to pass it down to your kids. If you do have kids, they watch every single move that you do. So stop having them look up to someone else, and be the man that they look up to in their life. And it starts with the physical and habitual habits that are going to get you into this shape to where they look up to you, right? The discipline, the mind, body, soul connection, all that, okay? So subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'm going to be starting to put out a ton of videos, a ton of information, a ton of content for you guys. Like I said, if you want to join the Make It Happen family, look down below. Other than that, we'll see you guys in the next video. Make it happen. Out.